Did you know that the most powerful being in the universe doesn't actually wear a mask to hide his face? No, he wears a mask to hide his strength. For over 85 years, we have looked at Superman as a god pretending to be human. We see the cape, the flying, and the heat vision, but we have been looking at him all wrong. Superman isn't a story about a man who can do anything. It's a story about a man who chooses not to. He lives in a world he describes as being made of cardboard. Imagine it. Every handshake is a calculated risk. Every hug could be fatal. If he loses control for just one single second, someone dies. This is the ultimate burden of power. Today, we are diving into the Fortress of Solitude for your mind. We are revealing the 3 psychological secrets hidden in the Superman movies, from Christopher Reeve to Henry Cavill and David Cornsweet, that can literally transform your resilience, your boundaries, and your sense of purpose. Stay until the end, because we're breaking down the one missing Superman episode that was erased on purpose because it was too dangerous for the public to see. To understand the lessons we can learn from Superman, we have to go back to 1938. The world was in the grip of the Great Depression. 2 Jewish teenagers from Cleveland, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, were watching the rise of fascism in Europe. They didn't just create a hero, they created a spiritual antidepressant. Superman is the ultimate immigrant story. He is a refugee from a dying world, sent to Earth by parents who sacrificed everything for his survival. This mirrors the story of millions of parents who cross borders today, hoping for a better life for their children. But here is the secret. Superman's identity isn't defined by where he was born. It is defined by his choice to belong. As his father, Jonathan Kent, told him, "Your choices, your actions, that's what makes you who you are." The first lesson for our lives is this: you do not need permission to belong to a community, a company, or a dream. Like Clark Kent, you might feel like an outsider, an alien in a strange land. But resilience comes from using your original heritage, your unique skills and weird background for the greater good of the world you live in now. Let's talk about the Fortress of Solitude. We often see it as a place of isolation, a cold, lonely ice castle. But in psychology, the fortress is a psychological sanctuary. Superman has a condition we call hypervigilance. He hears every heartbeat on the planet. He hears the screams of people thousands of miles away. Can you imagine the sensory overload, the anxiety? He needs a place where the noise stops. He needs what experts call the equalization of pressure. In our world of constant social media notifications, social media trolls, and endless work emails, we are all suffering from sensory overload. We are always on. We are always performing. Psychology tells us that solitude is not the same as loneliness.
Solitude is where you find your niche. It is where you break down your barriers. If you don't have a fortress of solitude, a place where no one else has access to your thoughts, your effectiveness in life will slowly erode. You don't need an Arctic castle. Your fortress can be a 15-minute walk. It can be sitting in your car in silence for 5 minutes before you walk into your house. It is the act of stepping out of the social spotlight to focus on your internal energy. If the most powerful man on earth needs a place to hide, what makes you think you can survive without one? Now, we move to the most famous monologue in superhero history, the world of cardboard speech. I feel like I live in a world made of cardboard, always taking constant care not to break something, to break someone, never allowing myself to lose control even for a moment, or someone could die. Think about the physics of this. In the 1978 movie, Superman orbits the Earth at a speed of approximately 183,000 miles per second, nearly the speed of light, to reverse time. The kinetic energy of such a being is infinite, yet he spends his days writing articles and spilling coffee. This is the secret of self-mastery. Superman's greatest heroic act isn't punching a monster. It is the fact that he chooses not to crush his enemies. In your life, you have power. Your words can crush a coworker's spirit. Your anger can shatter your child's confidence. True strength isn't showing people how tough you are. True strength is the restraint of your power. The lesson of the man of steel is this: a man who can do anything is defined by what he refuses to do. It is about living among people, not ruling above them. Why does he bother being Clark Kent? Why be a clumsy, introverted reporter? Psychologists look at this as identity management. Clark Kent is a coping mechanism. It allows him to blend in and avoid the imposter syndrome that comes with being a god among men. According to the Big Five personality traits, Clark Kent is high in conscientiousness and agreeableness. He has a structured moral compass that guides every decision. From an MBTI perspective, he is often classified as an INFJ, the advocate. He is driven by idealism, empathy, and a profound sense of purpose. But there is a dark side. Superman suffers from adjustment disorder and generalized anxiety. He is constantly worried about failing to meet expectations. We all have a Clark Kent and a Superman. We have the version of ourselves we show to the world and the version that holds all our power and potential. Resilience comes from individuation, the Jungian process of integrating these two halves into one cohesive soul. Don't be afraid of your human side, your fears, your tears, your frustrations. Superman says his greatest strength isn't his heat vision, it's the fact that he is as human as anyone. In the modern world of gritty and dark superheroes, James Gunn's new Superman is doing something truly radical. He is being kind. Lately, we've been told that being cynical is realistic. We've been told that nice guys finish last. But Superman 2025 flips the script. It suggests that kindness is the real punk rock. Think about it. In a world full of anger, hate posting, and division, choosing to see the good in everyone is the ultimate act of rebellion. Superman doesn't save the world because he has to. He does it because he loves it. He saves a tiny squirrel from a giant monster, not because it's a feat, but because all life is sacred. The final lesson for you is this: you don't need a cape to be a hero. You just need to be the person who stops to help when no one is watching. In an era of burnout and loneliness, simple decency is a revolutionary act of resistance.
You think everyone you've ever met is beautiful. Can you imagine living your life with that perspective? What if everyone you met today was beautiful and worth saving? Before we conclude, we have to look at the messy human side of these movies. Did you know that Marlon Brando, playing Superman's father, was so eccentric that he suggested his character should be a glowing green bagel? He refused to learn his lines, so the crew had to pin the script to the baby's diaper so he could read it while filming. And then there is the missing episode, a black and white serial episode that was erased on purpose. Rumors say it mirrored a real-life tragedy so closely that the studio destroyed the film reels to protect the public. These behind-the-scenes messes remind us that even the most perfect legends are built from human struggle, ingenuity, and mistakes. Mythology isn't about being perfect, it's about what you do with the mess you've been given. So what is the secret of the Man of Steel? It is not the flight. It is not the invulnerability. It is the choice. Superman is a god who chose to be human. He chose to work a 9-to-5 job. He chose to pay taxes. He chose to fall in love with a woman who can't fly. He reminds us that being human isn't a weakness we have to overcome. It is a strength we have to embrace. Build your fortress. Find your silence to keep your mind sharp. Master your restraint. Real power is the hand you don't strike with. Choose kindness. In a world of anger, being decent is the ultimate rebellion. Which of these Superman secrets resonated with you the most? Are you going to build your own Fortress of Solitude today? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to join our League of Modern Heroes, hit that subscribe button. As the legend himself said, dreams save us. Dreams lift us up and transform us. Don't ever stop fighting for the dream. Eyes up, buddy. Better days are coming.